Hey y'all, what is up? I try my best to start every single morning soft and slow, and for me that begins with spending time with the Lord. Every day when I walk out of my bedroom, I never know what's waiting for me. I don't know how the day will go, but I do know that starting it with my heart in the right posture makes a very real difference, okay? Now this particular morning, it was challenging. The worst dogs in the neighborhood, hands down. But honestly, the fact that my husband called me right in the middle of it, I knew that was God looking out for me. You can do all the right things to start the day calm and grounded, but that doesn't mean the day will cooperate. In today's daily vlog, as a part of my monthly reset, we're diving into some real hard work. I'm sharing more about my mental and inner work that I've been doing lately, the ways I'm learning to grow, shift, and show up differently, even when the day doesn't go as planned. Let's go. Oh my gosh, it feels so good to sit down. I've been moving. What time is it? It's 4:15. My husband called. Like, he told me that he was off on Monday, but my mind just, I don't know, the time difference over there, sometimes I really be off. Basically, it's just the easiest way to say it. So my husband was off for him, which is tonight, but for me it was today. So I was on the phone with him. This morning was actually pretty chaotic once I left out of my room. My daughter had, like, I seen a couple of things that she did in the bathroom that were unacceptable that I addressed. And so it got to the point where I ended up telling her, you know what, you're gonna clean the bathroom. So she cleaned the bathroom, and then after she left, I went to, you know, still go in there and wipe behind her, because my thing today was to clean the whole house. Like, this is my monthly deep clean, and it didn't even look like she had done anything. Like, I had already sprayed it down because I was about to clean, and there were some areas where it was still yellow from where I sprayed the Lysol. I could tell she didn't even wipe it. There was still toothpaste around. She didn't sweep. It started getting me upset. But then I started opening the drawers and the cabinets of the sink, and I'm seeing all kind of stuff in there. Her toys, a whole gang of rags. Like, I just washed the cleaning rags the other day, and it just became a whole thing. Opened candy that one of her aunts sent her under the sink. I already told her I've been starting to see some ants, and then, like, to see that, it like ticked me off. And like, the more I went through the drawers, I just got more upset. My husband was on the phone at the time, so he ended up just taking over and talking to her, which I really appreciated, because I was so mad. Like, I was so mad. Who want to start their day like that, you know? And some of, you know, kids just be having behaviors where it's just like, why are you doing this? You know you don't want the smoke, and I don't want to have to give it to you. So why are we taking it there? You know? Just silly stuff. Always give her the option to explain. Like, we try to understand, give her a chance to talk. But like, when I ask you about something and you say I don't know, I can't work with that. You know what I mean? Can't work with that. So yeah, that's how my morning was going. So yeah, I pretty much just spent all day cleaning, which was upsetting. because I feel like it put me back. That whole thing with my daughter threw me off, and then being on the phone threw me off. But I was doing a lot of thinking while I was cleaning. I told y'all that one of the pillars in my life that I was going to be working on was mental work, working on how I view myself. And like in the mental work, one of the things that I know I need to break away from is not speaking my mind around people and showing what I believe is my knowledge, wisdom, or intelligence, whatever it is at that time, or, you know, allowing the Holy Spirit to speak. I hold back a lot in certain situations around certain people, and I don't like that. I don't like that about myself, because to me, I'm holding myself back, and I'm also potentially holding a breakthrough or something back for someone else too. The Holy Spirit revealed to me that it is important to stop seeing that as something that is debilitating and get to a point where I learn how to use that. And I'm so thankful for that, because I'm seeing that it's not something that I should totally dislike about myself, but what I need to learn how to use. But before I got to that point, I was really trying to figure out, like, why am I like this and why do I think this way? And I saw this post from a therapist. She was thankful on Instagram for the amount of followers that she had. It was a gratitude post, and at the end of it, she was saying how she used to be afraid to speak on her perspectives in certain areas and on concepts in therapy, because she knew what she thought and her perspective would not align with other people. But then she had to get to a point where she had to start believing that people are mature enough to hear and accept her perspective if it pertains to them. She had to believe that they were mature enough to hear the truth. That really resonated with me, and it stuck with me. But it didn't really click with me until I kind of flipped it in my mind. Like, Gabby, do you not trust that the people around you are capable of hearing a different perspective or the truth, or opening their mind in a new way? And the truth of that is no. I just kind of realized that, one, I don't really feel safe emotionally and mentally, and then two, I really don't think people, I have this belief that people aren't capable of handling what I think and my perspective on something that we're talking about. And I changed it from I think to I believe, because I know that's a belief that I have, but I know the truth is that there are people out there otherwise. But I have just dealt with and been involved with so many people who just don't keep it 100, yo. They don't keep it 100 with me. They don't keep it 100 with themselves. Like, I've constantly been the person who gotta be the bigger person, and people take it personally. They get defensive or get combative. And I guess, like, coming up in my own personal world of constantly dealing with people like that, when I speak to someone and I like want to keep it 100 and say what I think and speak my perspective, I'm just nervous because I don't want to take it there. So in those situations, a lot of times I kind of like dumb myself down and act like I don't really know, or I'll just kind of go about it in a roundabout way, like, oh yeah, like I read something about that, I heard about that, and just not really speak on what I know. And this just opened my mind to thinking that, like, Gabby, first of all, you need to process that and like change your belief system, but you also need to step into a room and expand the people that you are around, you know what I mean? And I just realized that if I really want to grow into the woman I know God called me to be, and do the things that he called me to do, and really just live free and be myself, that I have to break away from these certain mindsets. I have to get around different kind of people. It's like, we all want to be financially free, yeah, but what about being mentally and emotionally free too? What about being detached, but a healthy, happy level of detachment where you can still love and you can still be in peace with yourself and with other people? I think people think that you have to cut people totally off, and sometimes you really do, but there also can be that level of detachment where you don't let people affect you and how you move, how you operate, how you think, but you still love them and you can have a cordial relationship. You know, I don't think we hear about that enough. It's just so crazy because, like, Jesus really models everything of our most happiest, righteous, highest self, and we can learn so much from him. Like, I'm in Luke right now, and I'm just reading how Jesus taught. People can get defensive and things like that, but even like thinking about it, Jesus taught in a way where if you really got mad or defensive, it was truly just every little thing about you. Because Jesus, like, sometimes he would stand on business and just call it what it is and be like, you being a hypocrite, or you're a hypocrite, and then say what he gotta say. But for the most part, Jesus taught in parables, or he would ask a question, one that was not even like condescending or patronizing, one that would have you think and basically put you in a corner to let you know, oh shoot, like, yeah, that sounds like me. I think in this process, like, it's gonna be important to learn how to edify like Jesus did. There's so many entanglements that we have mentally and emotionally with other people that have been in our lives or touched our lives in some way, whether positive or negative, that have truly framed the way we are as people. And when I think about some of these ways that I dislike about myself, I just realized that it's the world I've been in, like my own personal world, the people I've grown up around, the people that I've constantly talked to or like hung around or associated with. And you know, you deal with that long enough, you start thinking that everyone is like that. So I think it's important for us to be aware of that and keep that in mind as we go on this journey of like unraveling ourselves. So yeah, it's gonna be about time for me to pick up my daughter soon from her after school program. So I'll probably do some content stuff right now, work on some stuff like editing and stuff like that, and then I don't know, I might just see y'all tomorrow.